If you've seen any of my recent videos, you have probably noticed these crazy long tips. They're not the best tips I've ever had. Actually, they're kind of crappy. But look at them. They kind of look like a bird's beak. Or, in today's video, you're going to see what they really remind me of, which is a plague doctor mask. But as you can see, they're really wonky. I won't be buying them again. But we have them, and I think we should have a good time with them, and that's what we're going to do today. So sit tight. It's coming up next. Hello, my glamorous ones. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Gigi. We've got the tips all on the stands, and now we're going to take this Rosalind. I always want to say Rosalind, but I'm pretty sure it's Rosalind. Polygel, and we are going to put it down on the nail. After I did it, I realized doing this bottom portion would have probably been easier in Builder Gel. Builder Gel is my favorite, and I work with it very quickly, so that would have been great. The rest of it would probably need to be Polygel, though, because it's stiff. At least this one is. A loosey-goosey one, maybe not so much, but this is very stiff, and it stays where you put it. I'm sure if you left it there for 10 minutes, it would eventually start to run. But for the amount of time we're working with it, it stays exactly where you need it to go. And it makes a really beautiful nail. So I'm not upset I did it. I just think it probably would have shaved a few minutes off my time. And this set took a lot of time. That's part of why we're late today. The other part is that I'm just not sleeping correctly. And because of that, I didn't get up until late. And also because of that, I was just too tired to try to start editing last night. So after I finished it, I took a chill, guys. I just took a chill. And I figured I'll get up in the morning and hit it. So we are a little late today, and I appreciate your patience. Thank you so much. So we're just finishing the smoothing here. We're doing the nose portion of the plague doctor mask. Sorry for that. Words. So anyway, I'm just patting this into place. Before you ask, that is indeed an acrylic brush. I don't really, all of the polygel brushes that I've gotten with the polygels I've bought, I use those for Builder Gel. They're perfect for Builder Gel. But I don't like how small they are and that they don't smooth the polygel out as much as I'd like. Also, an acrylic brush holds more alcohol, so you don't have to wet it as often. And I just find that nice. It happened totally by mistake, though. So after curing that first layer, we're going to come in. Actually, I think I'm just finishing the first layer here, but we're going to cure that, and then we're going to come in and start making the head. Which, honestly, I think that is what I'm doing right now. This is the second layer. Sorry, guys, I got caught up in talking to you. But anyway, using an acrylic brush happened by accident. My daughter bought me a bunch of stuff to get me started as a present, and this was the brush that she bought me. I think it's the brush that I linked for her to buy me. And when I got it, I realized that it wasn't the brush everybody else was using. And I thought, well, I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to try. And when I tried it, I found that it worked really well for me, and I've never gone back. So when I did finally get the right brush, I did give it a try, but I just found that I liked the acrylic brush so much that I wasn't going to switch back. So, or switch to the other kind, rather. Okay, so I'm just trying to smooth out this is, of course, our third layer. And I know it's clear, but I decided to work in layers. I think my lamp might be pooping out, and I didn't want to chance it. And also it's easier to add more. And here we come in with a little more. It's easier to add more on top of something that's already cured rather than keep trying to manipulate this huge ball of product. So I just figured it was going to be easier for me to try to work in layers and to smooth everything together. And it really did work out super great. You could also, I would think, do this real easy with acrylic. I think you would struggle doing all of it in builder gel. I'm not saying don't try. I just think it's going to be a lot of layers and a lot of blending and maybe a lot of mess. I don't know. If you can do it, please do it, and then send me the video or link, tag me or something. I'd love to see you. We're adding a tiny bit more right there to where the blending is happening from the head down into the nose. We want that to just be smooth. Now, you can do as much smoothing as you want here because it's definitely going to limit how much you have to do filing wise, but we are going to have a little bit of filing on this. I am going to show you guys a little bit of it, but I drift in and out a lot, from in and out of frame a lot when I'm filing, and I'm sorry, it's hard to not do that. If you are a content creator for nails, you probably know that that can be difficult, especially when I'm working on my own nails, which, if you've noticed, I have not worn nails since July. So I'm going to be doing my own nails here really, really soon. And there she goes, right out the frame. And I do drift back in. But it's an in and out situation. So I'm only, see, there I go again. There she goes again. I'm only going to show you a little bit of the filing, but I did want to just give you a base idea of how I managed to get this all smoothed out together. And I'm sure I could have worked on it a little bit more, but when you're holding a tip like this and you're filing, sometimes your hand starts to get really unhappy. So that was part of having to take a break and let my hand relax and let myself relax. And I was trying so hard not to hold it stiff and really hard, but I think that's part of my nature, is to do things too hard. So I work on that, guys. What do you do? Do you do things too hard? Do you know what I mean by that? Like everything's just too hard? Like I don't do anything softly? At least not enough things softly, I think. Anyway, enough of that. I'm just going to continue shaping this out, and a lot of it's going to be off frame or off camera, because I had to start focusing solely on what I was doing and not on trying to record it. I've not ever really tried to do anything this ambitious before, and I wanted to do a good job. Let's just keep it for real. I wanted it to be really awesome. And honestly, I think it came out pretty awesome. I can see that there are maybe things I could do better, but let's go ahead and start decorating. Now, I did do another one for the thumb, completely off camera, because like I said, I needed to focus on the work. And now we're going to come in and paint them black. I think you could also do brown, because the masks are made of leather. So you could totally do brown. I think you could also chrome it and then do a matte top coat. We are going to do a matte top coat, just because I wanted more of a matte leather look and less of a patent leather look. So I elected not to do shiny. The whole set is going to be matte. And here we are. We're just going to go ahead and and you want to do thin coats, right? This is a thick nail. You want to make sure that the light penetrates completely. And like I said, my light, I think I'm going to have to buy a new one soon. I think it might be pooping out. So there you go. I just wanted to make sure the coats were super thin. But this Gellen is a nice black. So after the second coat, it was pretty opaque, and I was very happy with that. And here we go. Just painting up that second one. That's the one you saw me make. The first one was the thumbnail that I made off camera. And on the other nails, we're going to do this. When I first looked at it, I was thinking mustard, but honestly, doesn't it look more like butterscotch? Which is perfect for Halloween, because sweets, right? Oh my goodness. I love butterscotch too. So, like butterscotch pudding. I'm making myself hungry. I'm already hungry. I'm going to make homemade pizza today. Crust included. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but here on YouTube there's a guy called Adam Ragusia, and I use his pizza recipe, his pizza dough recipe, and oh my god, it is so delicious. I've never looked back since I started making my own pizza. Green gems for the eyes. Look how pretty those are. I put them on a little too wide, I thought, so I did push them in a little bit more before I popped them in the lamp, just so they are more like human eyes and less like bird eyes, right? Yes, this would make a really cool bird too. Like a plague doctor's mask looks a lot like a bird, so I think you could totally use this to make a really cool bird. So there's a lot of ways that this could be translated to other animals. I also get kind of an octopus vibe. So I don't know, guys, I think I'm going to make some more sculpture-y things. So on the other nails, and I'm just going to show you this one, we're going to add some gems and flowers. When the plague doctors, listen, before we get into that, there is a lot of debate to whether or not plague doctors are even actually accurate, or if they were even around during the bubonic plague as they are reputed to be, because there's no real evidence of it, is from what I can tell. But apparently they would put in the noses the flowers and herbs and stuff that apparently they thought would protect them from getting sick, which of course isn't how you're getting the plague anyway. You get bit by fleas. So anyway, at least the bubonic plague, right? I'm pretty sure that's how you get it, from fleas, right? Which is why women would be burned as witches or accused of being witches, because they would keep cats and the cats would kill the rats, and then they wouldn't get bit by fleas and they wouldn't get the plague. It's a whole thing, right? So what we're doing here is adding a nice matte top coat. Everything's going to be matte. We're not going to do any shinies. I just think it's going to look much better matte. You can see right here how it would look shiny. It's not that it would look bad. I just think, personally for me, that a matte top coat looks a little bit better. I'm not sure when patent leather was invented or began being manufactured, or how it's even done. So I don't know if it was even available then. I'd have to do a little research on that, and I'm sorry, I just didn't have time. Maybe if I had thought about doing that earlier, I could have that answer for you. I'm just going to show you one of these, because putting the top coat on this, it was really a lot of struggle. So as you can see, it's not that easy to get it in there correctly, and you got to get your little tiny brush out, and I decided we were getting kind of long. So guys, this is our finished set, and as you can see, here's the nail tip and the plague doctor mask, and you can see how I would get that idea, right? It 100% came from these tips, which I bought to do a different thing, and they don't work for that because of how curved they are, and it made me a little irritated, but at least this idea was born from it, and I'm pretty pleased with it. Guys, let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. I know it's maybe not the most wearable set I've ever made. I get that. But I feel like there's a girly out there that might want to give it a shot. So let me know if that's you. I want to thank you guys so much for sitting through this entire video. If you're still here, put me a little witch in the comment section and let me know that you stayed for the whole video. I really appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. That helps out my channel more than you could know. And we're over 600 now. We're going to do another giveaway at 750. So please get me to that number so I can give one of you a prize. I would love to do that. Giveaways are so much fun as a YouTuber. Thanks a lot, guys. We're going to see you next time. Bye-bye.